Now that you know more about business simulations, you might want to distinguish Simagine business simulations from others. The fact is, they are realistic, relevant, and flexible. Let's discuss why this is important. A game is realistic when the elements in the simulation correspond with a working situation. The game does not have to be the same as it is in reality. A block could, for instance, represent a pile of paper, but the relation and coherence between the elements should correspond. People should recognize their working situation in the game in order to translate the learnings back. This makes it, however, difficult to adapt a game. A game is relevant when players learn the right things from the game. The learning should fit with the organizational needs. A facilitator takes care whether the relevant things are covered and learned. Flexibility makes it possible to use a simulation for multiple purposes, to use it under different circumstances and with different players. There are practical and business considerations for this. Through flexibility, a game can serve a wider range of customers with less resources. The quality can be improved as well by making more tests feasible. The flexibility is achieved by building a game in 3 layers. At first, players perform tasks. The task of the developer in Bridge IT is to figure out how to build an attraction from connects. And the task of a specialist in Control IT is to solve puzzles. In the second layer, all the players and their interactions together are considered. It concerns the processes and the problems that occur. For instance, in Bridge IT, a developer could forget to make sure that the size of the attraction fits into the infrastructure of the park. The third layer considers the solutions to these problems. These solutions are not part of the game. Players can apply frameworks or methods themselves to the working situation. This makes the game framework independent and more flexible. It allows players to experiment with a framework and to compare it. For instance, in Control IT, players can experience a service organization with or without ITIL principles. Bridge IT is used to experience DevOps, but is used as well to learn the Agile methodology and the principles of Prince2. With Simagine business simulations, working situations are represented by metaphors. Why? Because this prevents discussion about the representation during the game. Players will not be distracted by the fact that their tasks in the simulation are not exactly the same as their real-world environments. In addition, a metaphor helps players better step outside of their work environments for a moment. It helps create safety and let the players perceive the problem from another perspective. When followed correctly, our simulations can be understood intuitively. They have short, clear instructions to ensure a good, fast start to the game. In our simulations, participants do not play roles but are free to interpret their own roles. A game is played in rounds with evaluations in between. Participants can run several times through the experiential learning cycles. In this way, theory and practice alternate each other. Players can improve their behavior and test theory several times. Finally, the simulations are fair. They have no tricks, and all information is available from the start. Simagine business simulations distinguish themselves by being realistic, relevant.